Hey, you lovely people, what's going on? It's your boy Rover Queen and the Comics Court Authority. We are back, and I'm here with my lovely, scrumptious, delicious, handsome, and flavorful homeboy AJ. Please reintroduce yourself to the channel once again because they have been very well acquainted with you over the past couple of days.
Hey, once again, my name's AJ. Good to be back. I'm sure I'll have a hot take or two about some of the announcements over the weekend, but yeah, it's good to be here.
Word, word. And yeah, guys, if you haven't already, please go check out the video me and AJ dropped like a couple of days ago. And me and Elvis and Prime also did a live stream, so please go check that out. You guys have been going crazy on both. What is it? Subscriber count been going crazy, so much appreciated to everybody. But Elvis should be joining us. But yeah, let's not waste any more time and let's jump right on in. So New York Comic Con was this weekend, and yeah, we got some things to talk about. Starting off with you nasty motherfuckers. Yo, bro, why y'all pooping at New York Comic Con, man? Why y'all doing that? That's crazy. That's nuts.
Now, I didn't read the article because I saw that and I'm like, I'm not giving that any of my time. But was it like just in the middle of the convention floor?
Let's see. Oh yeah, on the show floor.
Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy on my soul. Goodness gracious. Y'all are disgusting. That's somebody was a savage, bro. And not in a good way.
Crazy, yo. This is not how you impress the hoes, man. This is not how you impress the hoes.
That's how you scare the hoes, bro.
That's scared of hoes.
That's big scaring the hoes energy.
Goodness gracious. Damn, bro. What the fuck is wrong with y'all, man? And of course, Rich had to comment on it. Of course. Like the way he was online, he made it. I thought it was gonna be like some, I don't know, we're gonna get some scoops, like some big time scoops on like anything that's happening in Marvel or DC, but nah. Dude, oh wait, hold on. Soundboard said, "Sorry, I couldn't make it to the bathroom." Yo, bro. This is sick, my bro. This is sick. Come on, man. But yeah, it was gonna poke fun at it, but that's funny though. That's crazy, man. Like, really? Listen. I understand things happen, but enough for that though. Let's really get down to the fucking nitty gritty of it, yo. Listen. So let's start off with the first announcement. So Geoff Johns announced a brand new imprint over at at Image Comics Ghost Machine. So we talked about Geiger on last season on the pod. That was very successful. It was ranking as high as like some of the other popular DC titles. And sounds like he's going to be making a whole imprint out of it. So he's snatching up a lot of notable names, yo.
Big names, dog.
So we talking Brian Hitch, Fabic, Tomasi, Manipul, Frank, Mato Scutt, Lamont McGee, Brad Meltzer. That's a powerhouse, dog.
Like a couple things, and I got tinfoil hat conspiracy theorists going on. First off, number one, I haven't been the biggest Johns fan lately, but Geiger one, I read the first one. I was like, okay, this is pretty interesting. I'll probably come back to it later. Hey, seeing this roster, like, I'm like, fuck it, I'm in. I'll read it.
Yeah. I haven't read Geiger.
What's that?
I haven't read Geiger. Is it so?
I've only done the first issue, and that was months ago. But yeah, I think Elvis hypothesized, that this was kind of going to be imprint at DC, and he just decided to take it with him. I can see it being successful. Now the whole launching this as a company, and they did the typical spiel, creators owning their content. Oh, it's a comic company for creators, by creators, and all that. All that's great. That premise does feel a little dated. Like, that would have been big 30 years ago. We've seen this quite a few times now. Obviously, your most successful example is Image, but we've seen, Scott Snyder, he's done what? Two or so of these companies within the past few years with Comixology, and then with his Best Jacket Press, Imprint, all the Substack creators. So it's not really anything new, but we haven't seen anything with this lineup of talent.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's probably gonna be. It'll probably be successful off just that alone. The Fabok book. Well, I mean, Johns is writing it, but it sounds like at least I don't want to put words in my mouth, but it sounds like it's an idea that Fabok came up with and it's kind of been cooking over years. The Rook Exodus, that looks, I can already tell that's going to be right up my alley. That looks great. Some of the other stuff I'm hit or miss on. Geiger, like I said, I read the first issue. I'll go back and finish the rest to dig into that. But I think that's a pretty interesting premise. The thing is, like, this here perfectly explains why JSA is delayed month after month.
Exactly.
Month after month, bro. Like,
his priority ain't there, bro. That's not his priority.
Not I had said when that run started, I was like, yo, this is gonna go 6 to 12 issues. I'm saying he'll hit 12, but it's been like over a year now, and they've put out what, 5 issues, 6. Like, it's slow. I can't remember if what was the mini that he did leading into the JSA run. It was
Flashpoint Beyond.
Yeah, was that hit with delays like this too?
No, Flashpoint only got hit with one delay, and that was like the final issue. But other than that, it was on time every single month.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that JSA run, I've just seen delay. I'm like, you know what? I'll just get the collected edition when it all comes out. But this perfectly explains why. His, like you said, his focus isn't on DC right now, and that's perfectly fine. That's his prerogative. But you probably just should have said, like, hey guys, you know what? Let's get his title to somebody else. I can't necessarily devote that much time to it. And as far as the creators that they took over, it kind of explains some of the exclusives that DC has been handing out lately and poaching some of this talent from Marvel, because they got hit hard, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about like a who's who of names at DC on the artist and writer side. So, hey, man. Well, some of the writers hadn't been doing as much at DC lately, but you get to talking about guys like Fabok and Frank. Those are 2 heavy hitters, and they're, for the foreseeable future, they're not going to be doing any DC work, because that's the other thing. Everybody on this list is exclusive to Ghost Machine. So Fabok has already said, 3 Jokers. Yeah,
he was not happy with that.
Yeah, he said we want to do a sequel, but it's going to be years off. Like, so if they're doing the typical 3 to 5 year exclusive deal, don't expect anything this decade, the rest of this decade, really, as far as that goes. But it is what it is. I hope this is successful for them, because it is, like, some of the books look more interesting than others, but I'm always going to be for creatives owning their IPs, their work, seeing the benefits of their success, as opposed to these mega corporations getting all the accolades and all the dollars associated with these characters. So hopefully this stuff can kick off pretty well for them. I've ordered a couple pieces of merch already. I saw some things. I'm like, okay, I see what y'all doing. I'll throw a few dollars behind y'all to get it started. But I'm interested to see where it goes from here, and I'm also interested to see how the industry responds, because they've said, like, hey, we haven't announced all of these creators. It's a couple of them that they're still exclusive, right? They have big time deals going on, and so we can't really put the names out right there. So I'm very curious to see who that next wave of creators is. I'm wondering if they are going to snatch up anybody from over at Marvel or any of the Substack folk once those deals finally run out. So
I wouldn't be surprised.
What's that?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Me neither.
Yeah, because it's like, well, you got Geoff Johns, Fabok, and all of them, and especially if they got some good money behind them, it's like, fuck it. And I know, and listen, it's no secret, there's some creatives there. They have some gripes with DC, both DC and Marvel. So I mean, why not come over here where you can kind of cook? You know, you could. It's like a small condensed universe. You know, you can get your shit off, and get a good bag for it. Because it's like, listen, I said before, Geiger sold very well, so
Yeah.
I could easily see a scenario where this imprint, once we look at the sales, like these motherfuckers are at least within the top 50 to 100. So you know what, like
Mhm.
fuck it, I'm here for it, man. I'm here for it. Geoff Johns, like I said, I've never been on the whole, fuck Geoff Johns thing.
Right.
And also I'm gonna poke fun at this too because again I just have to. It's just like, listen, every 2 weeks, bro. Like Twitter has been trying to like dog on this man's name, and he always comes out rising like a fucking phoenix
And because
every single time.
part of that is too, right? A lot of the, crap on Geoff Johns stuff, that was from the film side of things. What went down with Warner
Yeah.
Brothers, what went down with the DC stuff. But as far as comics, I mean, the man, you got to realize he had a 2-decade dedicated fan base built up already. Like
Mm-hmm.
y'all weren't going to be able to stop him from getting a bag entirely. Like, yeah, okay, Warner Brothers Studios and DC Studios decided not to continue the relationship with him, but he's built up relationships in this industry. Y'all got to remember, he got his start with the Christopher Reeve Superman film. Like, he's
Mm-hmm.
been in Hollywood for years. He didn't stay in Hollywood after that, like Feige did when they were both on that film. Feige stuck in film, Johns went over to comics, but Hollywood that's a business that's largely built on relationships. He had relationships there with the Donners. He has been able to cultivate that into a successful producing career, more successful on the television side than on the film side, but it's been a success. Like, Geiger is already optioned for television at CBS. He had Stargirl. He was producer on all those CW shows, really, and then the HBO Max shows as well. Like, I'm sorry, guys, it's been a success. Like I said, I haven't been the biggest fan of him over, some of his actions that he took as an executive, but as a writer, the man's pen is there, dog.
It's there, bro. And listen, Pete, like I said before, Geoff Johns gets asses into comic book shops.
Yes.
It doesn't matter. Like, yo, listen, even in the midst of everything that was happening, bro, Three Jokers, despite the quality,
best-selling book of that year, the first issue.
Still, motherfuckers
over
showed up.
300,000 copies of issue 1 were sold.
That's fucking insane.
Like, the best Batman comic, the best Spider-Man comic is maybe hitting 250, right?
Mm-hmm.
The man did, and yeah, Three Jokers is a Batman book, but it's a black label book, and it was expensive. Those books are like $8 or something.
Yeah, bro. So and motherfuckers showed up, bro. I remember,
right?
Dude, even the fucking hardcover was selling like crazy.
Yes, bro. The initial print run, the first run of that book, the first printing, excuse me, like I said, over 300,000 copies. That is insane. Say what you want about them, like Lord knows I have, but dog, those kind of numbers do not happen in 2023. Like that's the height of the speculative boom type numbers, and he did that on a book that's $8. That's kind of crazy,
dog. And even the stuff that he's touched on, like the TV side, like, listen, I know Superman and Lois is still kind of up in the air, but I think one of the reasons why it's still around compared to the other CW shows is because of how well it's done. And listen, he's behind that shit. Like, and I think a lot of the discourse is just like, again, it's just like little kids. I call them thumbsuckers. They're just using him for bait. But listen, you can't keep a good and a seasoned writer down. Now, listen, I understand, there's some creative decisions that people aren't the biggest fans of. Yes, homie does have a knack for just like regurgitating, Alan Moore shit. Like, listen, leave that shit alone. We all saw what happened with Doomsday Clock and all that. Like, I get it, but listen, at the end of the day, the man's pen, and the audience, that speaks for itself, both in comics and in the movie TV side. People People showed up. Like I said, you can't keep them down. And this right here, folk are gonna be sick when when this finally launches and they see how well it's selling. I know they were sick when they seen how well Flash Foot Beyond was selling. Like, listen, bro, you can't keep somebody good down, man. And I think,
dog, and I'm just looking at these names again, like, good grief, dog,
crazy, bro.
Fabok, Frank, Hitch, McGee, Manipool, Meltzer, like, dog, probably the best Justice League run. I ain't gonna say the best, but like top 5, dog.
Yeah,
you got Tomasi. Lord have mercy, dog. That's a powerhouse lineup by any stretch of the imagination.
It's a powerhouse, man. And I don't think Geoff Johns is gonna be. I don't think Geoff Johns is gonna like leave entirely, because I always feel like Geoff Johns will always have DC in his back pocket or vice versa.
It's
in
his blood, man. Like,
like if they need like, I don't know, I think JSA is kind of off the book, like it's already spoken for now, but I don't know if they need him to come back for, like, I don't know, maybe like an event or something. Maybe if they need him to help craft something, because Lord knows Williamson can't fucking write an event to save his life. They'll call him back. They'll call him back for sure.
With him being the exec behind this, like, yeah, he's in an exclusive on paper, but if he decides, hey, I want to do this, like, nobody's really gonna make a stink about it.
No.
So yeah, it could happen, but whoo, boy, that is a talent lineup, dog, and that's just the first wave too. Like, I'm telling y'all, like, hey, we got more names coming.
Oh, Lord of mercy! Oh, we got one comment here. Kazimar says, so is this going to be the second coming of Image Comics? Hey, man.
I say no, just because
Image has a lot of heavy hitters.
You're right, but like where the industry was at that time, the industry was in a lot healthier place when Image was created. Like you say, you had the speculator boom, so guys were like perfect example, Spawn. You know, McFarlane has been able to leverage Spawn into basically a multimedia franchise. His toy line is basically, you know, born off of that. I don't know if you're going to see anything of that nature come out of this. Like, Jim Lee leveraged his time at Image into basically getting at DC and rising through the ranks of being the head guy. I don't know if you're going to see that level of success again. McFarlane's worth over like 300 some odd million because of what he did at Image. You know, Liefeld, love him or hate him, that's where he made his name at Image. He you know, he's successful, not the level of success of Lee and McFarlane, but he's a name in the industry. He moves books. I don't know if you're going to see that level of success again. Also, because I'll have to look at it to be sure, because, you know, that was 92. I was only like 3 years old. I want to say Image handled their own distribution. Ghost Machine is not handling distribution. These are guys that is right there, creators, they're writing, but Image is handling distribution. So yes, they'll be able to keep most of the money. They're not going to be able to keep all of the money though. So some of that is going to have to go to Image. It's the same arrangement that they have with like Best Jacket Press with Scott Snyder, the Massive Verse with Kyle Higgins. So yes, these are their own companies, and they are comic creators, as creators in the sense of company, not person, but they are not publishers. So yeah, you don't get the same. I don't think you're going to have the same level of success, but also you're not taking on the same level of risk either. So
yeah,
it's less reward, but also less, like I said, less risk. Less putting yourself out there, because if like, let's say sales aren't what they need them to be in the first year or so, you're not going to necessarily be looking at like cancellations after 6 issues, like it's like with a Marvel or a DC, because some of the costs associated with it will be shared between their partners at Image.
Yeah, and I think you explained it like very well, because again, I wasn't around for the boom either, so I can't speak too much for that. But I think my response to that is I don't know. I don't know if it'll be a second coming, but I think it's just a good thing for Image. And I think Image, like I said before, it has a lot of like heavy hitters. You know what I'm saying? Like the Massive Verse is doing like very well. I don't think it's doing. I don't know if it's doing as well as what this will do, because again, it's like two different tiers of creatives.
Massiverse they need a few more years behind them before they can even think about getting to the level that I'm gonna tell you right now. Ghost Machine is gonna be hot coming out of the gate.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like I think the Massiverse, while successful, while it's doing well, I think they, probably another 5 years or so before they can get that level of excitement behind them. So they're just gonna have to keep building. Whereas these guys coming out
the gate,
yeah.
Because Massiverse, it's a lot of Massiverse is more like how do I say this? I want to say like B tier. You know what I'm saying? These are people that are like still kind of getting their footing, in the industry. Like they're still like, a couple of years fresh. And but the good thing is just like there's a lot of good energy behind them. So I do agree. Like in a good couple of years, like it's good now. The hype is good now. It's awesome. We saw everything that happened with fucking Inferno Girl Red. But again, give it a couple more years, it's gonna be dope. And maybe they will get to a level of Ghost Machine, but I still think overall it's just like it's good for Image in general, because I see the excitement, like I see the hype, and like these guys are seasoned, and like you said before, I felt a wave hit me when you said the names. I felt a wave. You know what I'm saying? Like you, Meltzer, Fabic, Frank, it hit me like a wave. No disrespect to Higgins and everybody else, they don't hit me as hard. I love them. Yeah. I love what they do, but they don't hit me as hard. But I guess it's good for Image altogether. Like good for the industry.
This is a list of names of who's at DC over like the past 15, 20 years. Like, bro, like you're gonna be getting quality comics straight out the gate. You're not gonna have to worry about, oh man, do I really want to throw my money behind this or something? Like, I'm not saying everything will be for you, but everything will be quality from day one.
And I'll say this too, to wrap up this portion. Hey, bro, this made more waves than that Substack shit. I think Substack made waves because of just like who they got. But again, I think that fizzled out very much, because again, I know I hate using the term we don't hear much about, XYZ, but I really haven't heard much about anything that's coming out of Substack. If there's stuff coming out, that's okay. I'll be wrong, but
you're really hearing about it because of deals that they've had to make with actual publishers to get these books out physically. You don't hear about much of it from the Substack end, and that's because Substack really hasn't put much money into comics after that initial wave of guys that they brought over. Not like a lot of the Substacks you see popping up now from comic creators, they're free to join pages. These aren't a lot of profiles that are generating money. Even like guys like Tynan and I'm drawing a blank on my man's name. The one who Hickman? Really got it kickstarted. Nah, not Hickman.
Fucking Nick Spencer.
Yes, thank you, Jesus. Yeah, Spencer. Like those guys, they got a big bag up front, but when you started getting into the deals that, hey, we're gonna give you this amount, and then like we take like 85% of what you earn in the first year, but then in the second year, you keep 90% of what you earn. But now the bag isn't coming anymore. So, I don't think it was as much of a big deal as a lot of people initially thought it was going to be in the beginning. And that's why you're seeing a lot of these guys pop up with deals in other places or they're still putting books out on Substack, but they're also coming to publishing agreements with like Image or Dark Horse or Boom. Well, I don't know if Boom has. I think Boom.
I don't think so, Boom.
But it's like a lower tier. Okay, maybe not. I know Image. I know Dark Horse. It's somebody else. But no, some Snyder stuff on Comixology. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think this would be a lot bigger than the Substack wave of stuff.
Yeah, and especially once it hits, like if we're talking about like movies and TV and stuff, like I can see this stuff like hitting that earlier than I don't know whatever the fuck they're thinking about doing for Substack. And Grayson has a comment. Said I was actually at New York Comic Con. They have a whole operation behind this, and I'm excited. But there won't ever be another image level explosion again. Yeah. Like I said, I
can see that.
I wasn't around for that time. But again, the fact that they do have a whole operation and plan behind it, that gives me good hope. And yeah, man, I'll definitely check out Geiger. See how I feel about that. And then I'll check out like another one or two of these as well. Because again, I still am doing my backlog history of Geoff Johns. And yeah, I think this would be like a good stepping stone to that too. But yeah, I'm excited for everybody, man. Like I said, heavy hitters, and I can't wait to see what these first wave of books are going to look like. I'll definitely check it out. Because like I said, Geoff Johns, even in a little bit that I've read, he's earned my trust. Like I said, I might not read a JSA until it's done, but I'll go check out this one and I'll go check out the previous one. I love Infinite Crisis. I love Flashpoint Beyond. What else? I know I read something else. Yeah, but
gotta get on his Green Lantern run, bro.
Oh yeah, Blackest Night. I read that. But yeah, I do got to read the entire run of that too, because I heard a lot of good things about that shit.
From the time where he was on Green Lantern, and then I wasn't the biggest on his Flash. It's good, but but Green Lantern and then his Aquaman for me, like that's like the peak of his creativity for me.
Oh yeah, Aquaman. I think that's the quickest I've ever read an omnibus. Actually, like I was glued. Like he did amazing work on Aquaman. So like I said, he's earned my trust. But yeah, so we'll wait and see. Can't wait to see how the sales do, and I can't wait to see what the first wave of titles are gonna be looking like. Next up, we got some, I guess you could call it, rather, sad news, but also good news at the same time. So we got some big changes coming for Action Comics. Obviously, the notable one being that Philip Kennedy Johnson is leaving, and Jason Aaron will be coming on for like a short stint, and Joshua Williamson will be coming on for a short stint after that. That's mainly to build up the whole Brainiac stuff that's been teased since like the start of this year. Hey, listen, Jason Aaron is a big name. I know people were not the biggest fans of his Avengers run. I thought the first couple issues of his Avengers run was dope, and I think it went off the rails after that. Williamson has been doing great work on Superman. So him coming on Action Comics, I think that's just going to be a continuation of that. And I like that it's going to be a crossover, not like a big event. I don't think Williamson can handle events. Till this day, I will always talk shit on Shadow War, and I will always talk shit on Dark Crisis. Two of the most egregious comic books I've read in a very long time. But I like that, he's been doing good work on Superman, and I think smaller condensed stories that aren't like trying to overarch into the whole universe, I think that's his bag. So I'm excited. And it's sad to see Philip Kennedy Johnson go. But I will reiterate this. Action Comics was great when it only had like one story and then it had one backup. I think the quality started to suffer because, listen, Philip Kennedy Johnson needs all the page count that he needs. And then when you stifle him and then you got to share the book with like two other stories, which may or may not be what readers wanted or which may or may not be of quality, yeah, I could understand why those sales dipped. People were mad at me. Oh, backups. Listen, nobody's saying that, backups aren't useful. Nobody's saying that. But it's clear that, slapping in two or three other backups in the book, that harmed the book. I don't know if that's why he's leaving. Who knows? Because me and AJ were talking, and apparently, he still is on reserves. So maybe he does have to go do that. But also, he got his own Green Lantern book, which is the Jon Stewart. And listen, that book is fucking dope. One issue in, I'm championing that. Like, he knows how to write Jon Stewart. So, and I think that's probably what the case was for Jeremy Adams as well. Fuck it, we'll take you through off, these popular books, but we're giving you your own title. You can start fresh. So that's a good way for him to build his reputation, build his stature as well. So I don't think it's anything bad. I think it's just like a natural progression. And I think he did his job for Action Comics. He put Superman back on the map. He did a lot of good work with World, even though I'm not the biggest fan of it, but the work was done. People respect Superman again, especially after the whole Bendis thing. But I'm excited for the changes. I'm excited to see what he's doing with War Journal, because what he set up in Action Comics will be explored in War World and other titles. So it's not like his work is not going to be followed up on. But what about you, AJ? What do you have to say about all this?
My biggest thing is I hope we're getting Thor Jason Aaron and not Avengers Jason Aaron. Like you, the beginning of his Avengers run I thought was fine. But yeah, it goes off the rails fairly quickly. All of that's not on him. He had to tie into a bunch of events. It's the Avengers book, they're going to be in pretty much every event. But yeah, I just wasn't a fan of the run. Very sad to see PKJ go. This is his time on Superman from the time, before he took Clark off World for War World to the World saga, then the Superman returning and him adjusting to life with, bringing the two kids back with him. Like, it's been one of my favorite periods of Superman probably over the last 10 years or so. So yeah, I'm sad to see his run end. And I do wonder whether or not this was kind of a last minute thing. I think Jason Aaron's too big of a name for just a 3-run stint on Action Comics. I think maybe they kind of just needed him to fill in after they got the announcement from Philip Kennedy Johnson that, it could have been a number of things. Could have been, like I said, he could be having to do reserve duty. I don't know. I'm speculating on that. It could be he just said, hey man, I can't deal with these smaller page counts because I have to share my story with 2 or 3 other people, sometimes 4 in any given month. I'm really not with that. So he could have just been asked to be. He could have just asked to be off the title and wants to focus on War Journal. Who knows? I'm not thrilled to see him off of Action, but it is what it is. I enjoyed his run on it. I'll always have those issues to go back, reread, and I've got the War World trades. I've got the hardcovers that they put out for. I'm sure we will get some collected editions. Hope he might even get an Omni. I think the level.
Oh fuck yes.
Yeah, I think the level of writing is of the quality that you can do an Omni out of this run. I would love to see that. But yeah, congratulations on a good run. I'm reading War Journal, so it's not like I'm going to be without my PKJ fix. So it is what it is. We'll see what Aaron does and Williamson after him.
Yeah, and also, we could touch on this a little bit. Hey, bro, the streets have speculated that he might do Justice League.
Yeah, I've heard that.
I'm with it.
I would definitely like it. I don't know. I have to see what their plan is eventually going to be with the Justice League. I'm not super convinced they're coming back as soon as a lot of people are. I think it'll be sometimes next year, but I don't know if it's going to be a beginning of the year thing like a lot of folk are speculating. So we will see what happens, but I don't know. I'm just kind of I'm 1 foot in, 1 foot out on the Justice League stuff right about now.
Yeah, I was on the wave of like early 2024, but I think Beast World is still going to be going in 2024. So I think that might come after. And again, like I said, I've been very vocal about how, I'm not a big fan of everything that happened with, Night Terrors and then, even now Beast World. But, I do like that there's some groundwork being done. Like it's almost like the universe is priming the Justice League to come back. So I like that. I may not like the execution, but I like that the groundwork is being done. And so I think when the league does come back, whether it is early next year or it is later in 2024, I think it'll be good. And like I said, my main thing is that when the Justice League is here, they need to have a premise and they need to have a plan and they need to have a creative, that's really devoted to them. And I think PKJ is a fresh choice.
Yeah,
Very fucking fresh. Like I think Taylor is a mistake, but I don't think Taylor already has Titans, and that's being touted as the fucking flagship book of DC right now. Don't know why, but whatever. And Williamson is too safe. Both of them are too safe. But PKJ, that's going to get attention because, again, he's been doing the good work from Action Comics, and then now we're doing everything with War Journal. And again, he did say, the stuff I set up in Action Comics is going to be reflected throughout the entire universe. So I can easily see him being the next Justice League writer. And I think that would be a good stature. Like, it'll be a good feat, for his career. So I'm here for it. But again, it's just a rumor. We don't know. But yeah, I would jump up and down. I'll leak my nudes if Philip Kennedy Johnson is on Justice League. I'll say this right now. I will leak my nudes, I'll leak my nudes, bro. Like asshole showing and everything, man. Like that's how much I want that. That's how much I want that. But overall, like I said, I'm excited for what's coming with Action Comics. Action Comics has been consistently good. I think Jason Aaron's going to do great. I think Williamson's going to do great. And yeah, man, this Brainiac stuff, it's been cooking for a while. So I can't wait to see how it all plays out. And yeah, we even got the Action Comics annual that teased it further. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what's coming with Superman, man. It's a good time to be a Superman fan. Very good time. Yeah, and again, I really hope. By the way, before we leave, listen. I hope after this miniseries, I hope this is not the last we see of Steel. Whatever y'all doing, put Steel in the mix. Whatever y'all doing, put Power Girl in the mix. Like dumb Superman books are fucking hitting right now. Power Girl, heat. Steelworks, heat. John Kent. Anyways, let's move on to the next topic. I wish Elvis was here, man. I don't know where Elvis is, but I know a lot of people have been asking for Hellblazer to come back, and Hellblazer is coming back. I'm not reading the Hellblazer. I know I need to catch up on that. But I know the streets have been asking, and DC has finally delivered. So happy to see Hellblazer coming back. I think it's going to be a miniseries, and Cy Spurrier is back on the book. But yeah, I don't know if you've read Hellblazer, AJ, but what are your thoughts?
I did. I have not. I'm glad for Spurrier, but no, I haven't read it. It's just one of the things I never got around to. I've heard great things about it, so I'm sure I'll check it out eventually. But yeah, I know a lot of people were begging for that book to continue. It didn't at the time, but they decided to circle back around to it. I don't know if it's going to be a direct continuation of what he was doing before. I would assume so, but you never know. But happy for everybody involved. Happy for folks who are reading it. You get it back. I know a lot of the Constantine stuff that's happened in the universe, people haven't really been a fan of, but they were fans of that book. So I'm glad to see it come back for them.
Yeah, same. I remember when we got the news that Hellblazer was being canceled or just not continue. I remember the streets were hurt, and I think that was right around the time when I think it was either pre-COVID or right in the thick of COVID. Remember when DC just like announced the cancellation of like all them books, like Batman and the Outsiders, Aquaman, Hellblazer. And I think the Hellblazer stuff hit the most. And then I think Taylor tried to do something with Constantine, and then people are just like, fuck that.
Folks did not like that.
So yeah, it's good to see. I guess it's another thing of, hey, you just gotta wait and you'll be rewarded. But yeah, good for it. I've actually been reading Deceased again. I finished the second one, and I'll say that I think Taylor wrote a pretty decent Constantine, even though he died at the end of the second deceased. But I liked it. But as for like that miniseries, I don't know if it was up like a Black Label or whatever, I wasn't checking that out because I felt like Constantine fans were just like very disrespected. It's like, hey, Hellblazer is done, but here's Tom Taylor.
Yeah, I can see folk looking at that as a step down.
Yeah, but yeah, good for it, man. Yeah, I wish Elvis was here. I don't know what he's doing. He probably got caught up or something. But yeah, happy for your Hellblazer fans. Oh, now we could get to the juicy shit right here, y'all. So we got the first wave of Ultimate Universe titles. So let's go down the list. Brian Hill is writing Black Panther. Finally, final fucking Lee. Obviously we know Hickman and Chicharro, they're doing SpiderMan. I think the Ultimate Universe, that's just like the one shot. And I think Peach Momoko, I believe that's their name, is doing Ultimate X-Men. Listen, I did not give a fuck about Ultimate Invasion, but I can't lie. I can't lie. I'm interested. I'm interested, man. This announcement alone, I think I'll check out that Spider-Man book. This will be my first time actually reading Spider-Man, and I will be checking out that Black Panther. Because, Hill on Black Panther, I know you especially, you've been wanting that. And I think Hill just does great work. And he's doing amazing work on fucking Blade. So I'm here for it, man. But what are your thoughts, brother?
Yeah, the big one for me is Hill on Black Panther. Hill has done. We've already seen Hill in the world of Wakanda before. He did the Killmonger mini. He did the Black Panther one shot. Did he do I think he's done a couple other things, but they're escaping me at the moment. Like anything Hill writes is great, but the brother really gets this world, so I'm glad to see him get a proper run with Ultimate Black Panther. The current Black Panther run is pretty good. I caught up on it last night. I just still got a bad taste from Ridley's run in my mouth. And Ewing, she's doing her thing, but she does still have to operate in the confines of some things that he did. So while it's good, I'm only gonna be able to appreciate it so much right now.
I don't like it.
I'm giving her. You don't?
I'm reading it. I'm buying it.
Yeah.
But yeah. I don't know. My thing with that run is I think it was a mistake to have it launch so soon after Ridley.
I agree with that.
And I think also too, like it's fine. It's serviceable. But I feel like with Black Panther, it shouldn't just be serviceable. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be good. And I don't know, maybe in a couple more issues, like I'll see Ewing, like get in her stride, but it's not working for me. I think the story just got a little bit it got really convoluted very quickly. I think that's my biggest issue with it. And I think it's forcing me to read it in trade. I think that's probably what I'll do. I won't read it on month to month. And I think I'll just sit down and read it in trade. But it's decent, but I feel like Black Panther can't be decent. It can't be.
It shouldn't be. Especially after they spent a lot of time, and part of this was because you were making the Black Panther a bigger focus in the MCU before Chadwick's death. So I get it. So they had Coates on it. I know his run wasn't for everybody, but Coates did a lot with that world. He between over 50 issues between the two runs. So a lot of what he built up, you expected, hey, the next writer, not necessarily to follow everything Coates did. I'm not saying that, but the level of care and time that was taken in the universe, you would have expected that to continue over into the next writer, and that is not at all what we got with Ridley. And now here we are with Ewing. Like I said, I'm liking it well enough. I think, like I said, I just have the bad experience of the last run still in my mind. That, and like I said, she's having to work with things that he did in his run. So it's just like, I like it, but it's only like so much I'm going to be able to like it right now.
Yeah.
So getting Hill and having him kind of away from all this foolishness and because they never really super explored Black Panther in the Ultimate Universe last time. Like, yeah, he existed, but you know, they never really went in depth with him. So to see what Hill can do, basically coming in from the ground up on the character, it'll be pretty interesting to see the Ultimate Spider-Man. Honestly, it sounds like what a lot of people have been asking for Spider-Man. He's an older Spider-Man.
Is it Peter? Do we know if it's Peter or not?
It's Peter, but I think they're taking a page out of the Spider-Verse playbook. I think they're saying is based on Peter B. Parker. So it's gonna be like an older Peter Parker, maybe with a kid, or so that's what people have been asking for out of the main book, but sounds like they're gonna be giving you some semblance of that here. I don't know how well it'll go over, but I'll check that out. I think that Ultimate Universe, I think that's just gonna be a one shot, and Ultimate X-Men I'll be curious to see. You know, I wasn't the biggest fan of how the X-Men were in the Ultimate Universe before, but you know, I'm curious to see what Momoko can cook up. But yeah, other than that, you know, I was never as huge on, I know a lot of people love the Ultimate Universe. It wasn't my biggest I wasn't the biggest fan of it. It gave us Miles, so that was cool, but yeah, it never really spoke to me like it did for a lot of people. But hey, I'm happy. I'm always gonna be happy for creators to get a shot, and I'm super happy to have Hill on Black Panther. So that's the one thing I'm going into this relaunch for, just having Hill on a Black Panther book.
Yeah, by the time I got into comic books like 2016, I think either the Ultimate Universe was wrapping up, or was it Secret Wars where
like they collide it.
Yeah, I think that's when I jumped in. So I had no context, and then next thing you know,
I want to say that was 2017. I think.
Yeah,
not 100% sure, but I think that was 2017.
Yeah, so that's when I got in. But I remember I would always hear, even years after, like, oh, bring the Ultimate Universe back, bring the Ultimate Universe back. But I didn't really know about it. But I don't. Like I said, I didn't care at first, but now I do. So, and you know what? Also, it's well documented. I'm not the biggest Spider-Man fan. I feel like Spider-Man and Batman are like neck and neck with just like the people in editorial just like doing whatever they can to just like shit on them. And I think Spider-Man has been like the ultimate example of that. But you know, if Hickman is writing in his own universe, I'm okay with that. And my thing is with the Ultimate Universe is like, listen, as long as Hickman doesn't make my fucking brain hurt with this shit, I'm fine. Don't make my brain hurt, bro. Don't make my brain hurt, please. Like, I like that X-Men. I like what he did on X-Men, but there were some times like, my fucking head hurts. Like, just give me a good straight up. If it, I don't mind complex, but if I gotta use too much brain power for your books, I'm sorry, it's not it. So I'm excited for this. I think this is just another way for like Marvel to keep their hands on Hickman. Because I feel like they are worried that if we don't give something compelling to Hickman, we're going to lose him to DC or something. And like I said, I've been very lukewarm on Hickman, especially after X-Men. But I was like, you know what, fuck it. This sounds like it's a nice way for him to like cook and do his own thing. Also, please don't fucking splash these books with like information pages like every 5, because then I really won't read. But yeah,
man, that's a staple of them at this point, man. I don't know. They might tone it down a bit. We'll see. But I feel like you're gonna get the info dump pages.
Yeah, but hey, listen. As long as the story is good, I'm down with it, man. I'm down with it. And again, this gives me an excuse to check out Spider-Man and be invested in Spider-Man, even though it's another version. This gives me another chance to be invested in another Black Panther. Hopefully a one that's better. Because I'll be honest with you, just to go back to the E-Wing conversation, I don't think that Black Panther one's gonna last long. I don't think so. I
don't either. And I say that as somebody liking it. I don't know. I don't see it getting past 12 issues.
Yeah. So it's not even starting out, and it's still in the singles. It's like way low in the top 200. Sometimes I don't even think I see it on the top 200, which is already like a red flag. But I think this will be a good way to, get people interested, and hopefully maybe in a near future, Hill will actually write the main Black Panther book, or maybe we get this version of Black Panther in the main line. You know what I'm saying? So who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I'm excited for what's to come. We do have a comment here. KJ, good to see you, brother. Steph, good to see you too, brother. KJ said, I'd rather leave Ultimate Universe in the past, but if people enjoy it, I'm not bothering them. Keep buying and promoting any book you are loving if you can. Damn right. That's the message. I will always be the message. Yes, yes. And KJ also said, I don't mind Ewing's run not being long. So Charlie needs a reset in the main book anyways. And we'll get into that.
I absolutely agree with that.
And also too, we'll get into that next with the next announcement. But yo, Jed McKay cooking with T'Challa, bro. He cooking. Like, even though it's a team book, but I like what he's doing over there. And speaking of Jed, let's fucking move on. I believe that's the next title. Oh wait, I could be wrong. It's Avengers, but it is Avengers Twilight. I'm kind of jumping ahead topics here. We'll get to Avengers Blood after, but yeah, Avengers Twilight. It's Chip Zdarsky. I'll be honest, I was worried when we first heard about this because I was like, dog, please don't tell me they're gonna take McKay away from Avengers. I would like Chip on Avengers in the main one, but McKay is also doing good work. It sounds like this is just gonna be a standalone story, maybe out of continuity. But overall, I'm excited for this. It looks like it'll be a great story. Chip on Avengers. I'm not mad at it. But yeah, this is good. This looks really fucking good. So yeah, I'm here for. What are your thoughts on Avengers Twilight, man?
When I first heard about it, I thought, this was their play trying to get a Chip away from DC, back completely into the Marvel fold. I thought we were going to be in another situation where we get another writer on Batman. Like, oh, hey guys, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to actually take this other opportunity. So I was a little worried about that. Still slightly, but not very much once I found out this is a mini. So I'm like, okay, all right. And also that he wrote the story in 2019. Apparently it's been done for a while.
Oh,
yeah. And I don't know about the art being done, but the scripts are done. I think it got caught up in that COVID backlog when everything started happening. So I guess they just finally decided to put it out now. So, it just could be interesting. It looks interesting. Still a fan of Chip, despite my feelings of Gotham War. I'm not gonna let this one event sour my opinion of him. So yeah, I'll definitely check it out. Is that Acuña on art? Daniel Acuña?
Yeah, yep.
Okay, yeah, I thought so. So I'm always here for a book drawn by him. So yeah, I will definitely check it out. Yeah, fairly excited for it. Fairly excited.
Yeah, I don't think I've read a book with Acuña on it, so this will be my first. This will be my first. And if this is his art, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm already impressed. You already got me hooked, and the premise sounds fun. This sounds like it'll be just like Justice League Last Ride. So, and I heard that book is great. I know I am procrastinating like a motherfucker on that, and I apologize, but I will check that out. But I'm excited for this. Chip doing the miniseries Avengers. I feel like he has a good grasp on most of these characters, anyways, thanks to Devil's Reign. I thought his cap was great. I thought how he handled all of the characters was great. So yeah, I'm here for this, man. I'm here for this, and who knows, maybe this is a primer for him possibly writing Avengers or maybe Justice League in the near future. Who knows? But yeah, I'm excited for this one. I'll definitely be checking it out. I'm normally not the biggest fan of like multiple series, multiple teams or like characters having like different books, but I'll make the exception here because I like Jed McKay's Avengers, but again, it's Chip. I don't like Gotham War either, and I wasn't the biggest fan of his last half of Daredevil, but Chip is still Chip, so I'm always gonna give that a go. But yeah, let's really get into the other topic here too. Not Death in the Family. It's why can't I find it? Wow, I know I put it here. Fuck it, I'll just find it here. Oh, I did not do it. You know what? Fuck it. Let's just drag this over here. So yeah, we do have a new Marvel event. It's going to be Avengers centric, which I've been looking forward to. Yeah, it's called Blood Hunt, and it's going to be Jed McKay, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, Larraz is going to be on this too. So I'm here for it, brother. I am here for it. Yeah, it's Pepe Larraz. So I'm here for it. My biggest thing with the Avengers, especially recently, is just like the Avengers have not been involved really in the Marvel universe, because again, Jason Aaron was pretty much treated like it's an out of continuity book. But right off the gate with Jed McKay's Avengers, he's tying things into the overall universe, making references to things that happened in Black Panther, the previous Avengers run, and anything else that was happening in the other books. And I like it. This kind of gives me like OG Marvel vibes. The Avengers, are the ones that are headlining an event. It's going to be spitting out of its book. So I'm here for it. Like I said, Jed McKay is doing amazing work. It is kind of odd that we're doing a vampire-themed event in the spring, but whatever. I don't give a fuck. And I am kind of curious, too, if Brian Hill's Blade is going to be leading into this, because this is vampires. So I don't know. I can see the breadcrumbs here. I can see the science. So I don't know. But overall, I'm excited. I know I'm not the biggest fan of Marvel events lately, but listen, I will make that exception for Jed McKay. But yeah, I'm here for this one fucking 100%, man. It seems like it's gonna be a nice, fun, and yeah, just like quick event. And again, they're teasing the Marvel universe is not going to be the same, which is bullshit. But again, it's Jed McKay. I'm going to put my bias hat on. I'm going to be doing my dick riding. And yeah, I'm here for it. I'm here for it.
Yeah, I saw this. I kind of laughed. Everybody knows that Marvel did Marvel Zombies, and of course, DC years later came with Deceased. So then Marvel says, "Oh, we got to bring back Marvel Zombies," and then DC did DC versus Vampires. They're doing the sequel to it, which everybody knew there was going to be a sequel, by the way. And now Marvel's doing their vampire event with an Avengers lineup. So it was funny to me. Got a little chuckle out of me, but that's just my conspiracy theory hats going on. But I think this will be good. It would be something I'll be interested in checking out. I know Blade just showed up. Blade and his daughter just showed up in Miles's book, which on a side note, man, y'all got to let that boy have an actual story and stop using his book to set up every event in your universe. Like, good Lord. Like, by the time Gang Wars ends,
that'd be like the second or third event.
Yeah, not just that, but like by the time it ends, like half of the issues of that book will have been event tie-ins. Like it's kind of ridiculous, but like I'm not gonna get on a tangent on that. But yeah, Marvel doing a vampire story with the Avengers. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm sure it'll be good. And so, yeah, the stuff with Blade. They got Blade being a little active in the universe lately, so it might be something where breadcrumbs are being laid throughout the universe for this. So we'll just have to see next spring.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, I'm excited. And I hope, like I said, I really hope like one leads into the other. And I know a little bit of a tangent here. I know you were worried about Blade possibly being over, but I was reading up on the timeline. Blade is already confirmed for like a issue 6 and a 7. So I think this probably the current Blade arc. Yeah. So I think it's just like the ending of that arc. I don't think it's the ending of that book, because it'll be odd. That's too quick for even Hill. So Blade is gonna be fine. And I do think that Blade will be tying into, or at least leading into everything that's happening with Blood Hunt. And because again, I think in the most recent issue, like Blade is like semi-responsible for a pretty big threat, or what is considered an earth-shattering event. So yeah, I can see the breadcrumbs there. And again, Jed McKay is somebody he seems to be playing well with continuity. So I'm here for it, man. That Avengers run it's a breath of fresh air. I love that Captain Marvel is like leading the charge. I love that it's Sam. I love the stuff that's happening with Sam and T'Challa, and yeah, it's good all around. I'm really here for this team. But yeah, so far, so good, man. Damn it, Marvel. I wanted to hate you motherfuckers, but you motherfuckers are roping me back in. So fuck you, but I'm also gonna spend the money. So it's all good. But let's see. I think we got one. Oh wait, actually no, we gotta talk about this bullshit right here. We gotta talk about this bullshit right here. You know what? Why? 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 Why are we doing this? So it seems like we're getting an alternative ending to Death in the Family. I don't know why. Maybe this was a way to like give Jason Todd fans a bone, throw them a bone, because we mentioned in the last video that we did that the current or upcoming Jason Todd mini is in a weird holding pattern. So I don't know why. I don't know if we're nearing the anniversary of Death in the Family, but yeah, they're going to be releasing this, and it's going to be alternate ending where he lives. I don't know. Do you have any reasons or thoughts on why they're doing this bullshit?
I don't. I'm almost certainly not even gonna buy it. It just, I mean, it's a business. Everything businesses do are cash grabs. But I saw this and I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I'll pass.
Yeah, like, even this page looks crazy. Like, what? Like, what are we doing? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like we're not gonna get into a whole Gotham office talk again, but what the fuck are they doing up there, bro?
Yeah,
like, what is this?
You tell me, brother.
Like,
you tell me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much to say about this one, man.
Yeah, like this looks crazy. Like, bro, why are you smiling? Like, I don't know. I don't know, man. What are y'all doing, DC? But yeah, last topic before we go. Hey, man, Elseworlds is coming back, and listen, I could care less about Elseworlds, but at the same time, too, some of the creatives that they got on these books, yo, they got me roped in. They got me fucking roped in. So we got Green Lantern Dark, which is gonna be written by Tate Brombal and Werther Del Eldera. We got Greg Smallwood's Batman and the Barbarian. We got fucking Jay Kristoff doing Dark Knights of Steel. And what is it? Oh yeah, Matthew Rosenberg will be coming back for DC versus Vampires. Listen, to talk a little bit about Dark Knights of Steel and Jay Kristoff. Yo, Jay Kristoff has an amazing 3-book trilogy called the Lotus War Saga. I recommend everybody go read that shit. Like, it's a political fantasy action drama, and when I tell you this brother lets the chopper fly, like I haven't read a book like an actual like novel seriously since this.
And what's it
And
called again?
The Lotus to War trilogy. So there's 3 books.
Okay, I'll check that out.
The first book is called Storm Dancer. The second book is called Kinslayer, and the third book is called Endsinger. All 3 heat back to back. Like, this announcement makes me want to go and read those books. Like, I don't care how long it'll take me. It'll probably be quicker than usual than the first time. But yeah, please do not sleep on Jay Kristoff's pen. Like, he may be new to comic books, but he gets down when it comes to novels, and almost all his books hits New York Times bestseller. Like, I'm telling you, everything this brother touches is fucking gold. So please, y'all, go check that out. Green Lantern Dark, I'll probably check that out. And Dark Knights of I talk about Dark Knights of Steel. Yeah, DC versus Vampires. I haven't read that one yet. AJ's telling me it's great. But yeah, what are your thoughts on all this, man?
The first half is great. The second half is good. Not as good as the first half, but you realize why once you get to that last issue. That last issue is nothing but sequel bait. But the tie-ins really help it out too. So But yeah, it's good. It's good. You'll have a good time with it, and yeah.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts on like the rest of the Elseworlds stuff? Like I wasn't
Else,
around when Elseworlds was a thing, so this is gonna be my first time jumping in.
yeah. I'm glad it's back. It's back. You know, you don't have to have writers confined by continuity or rules. You can get weird, you can get wacky. It doesn't sound like they're looking to get too weird and wacky with some of these books. Like 3 of these books are basically minis that continuations of minis that they have already been doing. I guess they just want to throw it under this Elseworld banner to, prop up this line since they're bringing it back. I will say it's funny how everybody loves Deathstroke now. I've been hearing for years, why are you using Deathstroke? Oh, Deathstroke's not a Batman villain, or why are you making Deathstroke a hero or anti-hero? And hey guys, guess what? He's an anti-hero in this book apparently. But yeah, apparently nobody has a problem with Deathstroke now. But okay. Yeah, I'm here for DC versus vampires. I did wonder with the back to the Deathstroke thing with the Dark Knights of Steel tie-in. I'm surprised that Taylor isn't writing it. Maybe he's too busy. He does have Titans, Nightwing, and Beast World is approaching, so maybe that's why. But like with DC, he did all those tie-ins. I don't think there were any tie-ins with any Justice, but I'm not 100% sure. It's been so long since I've read that. But yeah, it seemed like this was another one of his babies, and I'm surprised he's letting somebody else in the club. So that will be interesting to see going forward. And yeah, DC versus vampires. Hey man, they put out that Wonder Woman cover of Vampire Wonder Woman. I'm just here to let you all know I will be siding with our vampire overlords. Yeah. So that's
You
that part.
misogynistic, you sexist pig. How fucking dare you objectifying Wonder Woman? Are you crazy?
As long as I don't take a picture with lotion and a pack of condoms next to it, I'm good. They have no proof of me being a misogynist.
Can't believe you. I can't believe you. Gosh. Like all these other characters that you could have talked about, but you gotta highlight Wonder Woman. Oh my gosh. Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Cancel
the one character that they have highlighted from the sequel that's not a woman is an underage. Well, I mean, he's a vampire, but he's underaged and he's a boy. And yeah, I'm sorry, I don't get down like that. So it is what it is, man. One of these women gonna get it. It's either gonna be Wonder Woman or it's gonna be Harley. But hey, I'm choosing Diana. They got her looking right on that cover. Boy, this conversation just got off the rails a little bit. But
oh yeah, of course.
But nah, like I said, I will be supporting our vampire overlords. But yeah, we'll see what the Elseworld stuff going on. But they still don't have proof of having their physicals, but wanted to come for rollover. Of course they did, man. Because people are hypocrites, man.
Listen,
they want to get their points online. They're I'm the morality points online, but yeah, these folk aren't buying the books. Come on now.
Listen,
that would be too easy of a solution.
Listen, to deviate a little bit. I'm up to what is it? I'm at 596 subscribers right now. This video was the first one. Not this one. The one I did for Wonder Woman was the first video in a very long time to rack up views that quickly. So I will take this time to thank Comic Books Twitter for giving me one of the biggest layups in my YouTube career. Like, you guys wanted to get me out of here. You guys told me to off myself. You guys were talking crazy to me. And I, just like Geoff Johns, I rose like a phoenix in the fucking ashes. I rose like come on, bro. Like, listen, I literally watched my subscriber count go up after I put out that video. And it kept going up. It kept going up. So, first of all, it's still fuck all y'all. It's still fuck Comic Books Twitter. But at the same time, thank you so much. Because not only did you prove my point, but you also just helped you helped me out. Thank you. Like, I love this. Like I feel like I'm Geoff John. I feel like I got Teflon right now, bro. Like I feel like I got Teflon. You know, it's crazy. So thank you, comic books Twitter. But yes, more lotions and condom. Yes, absolutely. So whenever that DC versus Vampires cover comes out, I will make sure, if that's a variant, I will make sure to order that. And then I'm gonna do worse for that cover. I'm gonna do worse. I'm gonna do worse. Like,
oh man,
listen,
I love it.
you thought the condoms and the lube was bad. Listen, I'm gonna get me anal plugs. I live not too far from the sex shop. Yo, I live not too far from a sex shop. All right? I'm going crazy. Like Matthew Rosenberg might have to come see me after that. He might need to come see me after. I'm going crazy.
Hey bro, I just asked that you get a better lotion than Eucerin this time, dog. Yep. Maybe using that thick ass lotion, dog. Come on now.
No, that was for the green arrow one. That was the green arrow one.
Okay, that's right. Man, that thick can't be having nasty time with that thick ass lotion, man.
Oh, listen, so don't worry. I'm fucking ready. But yeah, I think that's about it for fucking New York Comic Con, man. You know, I do appreciate it that we're focusing more on the comic books this time around. This great. I know the strike is over. But listen, one of the benefits of the strike was just like, yo, we're really focusing on these comic books again. I felt like with everything that's been happening on the movie and TV side, the comic books took a little bit of a backseat, but I'm happy that we're in our second convention back to back, and just like people are talking more about the comic books. They're talking more about the video games. You know, they're talking more about like the other things that's not movie and TV. And again, I really fucking hope that, you know, both the TV and the movie sides, you know, they really get their shit together. I'm happy that at the end of it all, the writers are going to be getting paid more. I think we're still waiting for the actors, you know, to still finish up their strike. But yeah, like I said, I'm really happy that comics are at the forefront, and I hope this trend continues. Like, I don't want to hear about Hall H next year. I don't give a fuck. Like next, was it last San Diego Comic Con? It was more comic book based. I don't give a fuck about these movies and TV shows, man. Like I woke up, what is it, for San Diego Comic Con, and my timeline was majority comic books. New York Comic Con this year, my timeline was majority comic books. That's what it should always be. That's not to say, you know, I was bad on, you know, the movie and the TV side, but come on, man, like we strayed away from what really made these conventions, which is comic books.
Yep.
Yeah, we strayed away. But you know, we are nearing an hour, and you know, I am about to go make me some dinner, even though it is 10 fucking p.m. I don't give a shit. But listen, y'all, thank you guys for tuning in, and you know, thank you once again, you know, for the love that you guys have been showing. You know, the last video that me and AJ put out, and the last stream that me, Elvis, and Prime put out. Unfortunately, Elvis couldn't be here tonight. Maybe he got wrapped up in something. But AJ, the floor is yours. I'll put your thing up on here so you can promote yourself, brother. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Yeah, as always, you can find me on Twitter at Mr_Mitchell the number 2 _ the letter U. Find me there. I'm giving hot takes. Not as much lately, you know, been a little busy, but hopefully I'll be back to some semblance of normalcy in the coming days. But yeah, it was good being on, good talking about these comics in this Comic Con, and yeah, we'll do it again soon.
Word. And also, you guys can find me here as usual, you know, Wolver Queen _ you know, the vibes, talking about comic books, booze, and pretty feet. And also, thank you guys again. We are at 596 subscribers for the channel. That's amazing. You guys are awesome. Thank you for all the support. Like I said, these last 2 videos have been doing great. These last couple live streams have been doing great. So thank you very much. And yeah, man, we will be. I'll probably be hitting 600 in the next couple of days. We will be doing 600 sub stream, and I'm just gonna give you guys a heads up. Once I hit 600, I will do the stream. Hopefully Elvis and AJ can join me. After that, I will be taking a little bit of a break. This is the quickest I've ever gotten to subscriber goal. And I am fucking tired. That Doomsday Clock video that I've been teasing, I will be working on it during my break, but that will probably come out in early 2024 when I do plan on, making a full return. But in the meantime, I know it'll just be the same thing as last time. I'll hit 600. I'll do the streams. I'll do this stream, but then after that, I won't put out like any regular content. It'll just be streams. So the Comics Code Authority will still be here, but that'll just be the bulk of my time because I just want to give myself some time to rest. I still do have a bunch of comic books to read. I have to read DC Rebirth. I have to read Action Comics. I have to read Detective Comics. I have to read Doomsday Clock again. I have to read everything that led up after Doomsday Clock because I want to be as educated as possible. I am hoping I'm going to put this out here too. That's going to be one of my banger videos right there. Nobody's talked about Doomsday Clock to the extent that I'm going to be talking about it. So I want to put all my time and effort into making sure that video is as dope and informative as possible because I think me and AJ could agree. Doomsday Clock fucked up the entire DC universe, and I think we're still feeling the effects of that. And we talked, and actually, AJ, that you hear, the conversation we had season 1 of the pod, that's what inspired me to make this video. Okay, bro. I'm really excited to get going on that part. Thank you, brother. But yeah, it's time for us to go. I know AJ got shit to do. But yeah, guys, much love, much peace. AJ, I think if you're not too busy, it is that time for top 200. So we may reunite again at some point this week, but if our schedules line up, if not, we'll be back at you guys very soon. But again, thank you guys for checking out thank you guys in the comments, the chat, and thank you guys to everybody who's been supporting everything that we do here on the channel. And AJ, thank you for taking your time. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah, no problem, brother.
All right, y'all. It's the boy Roll of a Queen. It's AJ, it's the Comics Code Authority, and we are